All right, guys. So the other day, we discussed a MAGA terrorist who beheaded his own father. That was an incredibly disturbing story, and it shows how there are real-world consequences to political radicalization. And they're now showing up. They're now showing up. Well, now we have another, unfortunately, similar example here. Delusional conspiracy theorist accused of killing dad because he got the vaccine. A coked-up, delusional conspiracy theorist in Florida beat his father to death in a rage over the parent receiving a vaccine, according to charging documents. Brian McGann Jr., 44, is believed to have killed his father, Brian McGann Sr., during a rambling 20-minute phone call with a female family friend that started shortly after 11 p.m. Sunday. Records viewed by the Post revealed. During the frantic exchange, the family friend allegedly heard McGann Sr. cry out, "Stop, you're killing me," during an argument at his Lake Worth Beach home, the document noted. The individual also claimed to have heard McGann Jr. screaming at and attacking his father before muttering, "He is under my foot." The family friend called 911 and told investigators that the younger McGann was a delusional conspiracy theorist who became enraged because he recently learned his father received the vaccine. So this is Brian McGann Jr. This is the guy who killed his dad. Right here. When authorities arrived, they found McGann Sr. with his clothing completely covered in blood and his face seriously injured, the report stated. He was pronounced dead by paramedics around 12:15 a.m. Authorities observed McGann Jr. jumping over the back gate into a nearby backyard, only to track him down a few moments later and find him completely covered in blood. Both his hands were also swollen, and he had a cut in his left hand, in addition to lacerations on his fingers. McGann Jr. was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. McGann Jr. was booked into Palm Beach County Jail, where he is being held without bond, according to CBS 12. He looked dejected during his Tuesday court appearance, WPBF reported. McGann Jr. is being represented by a public defender who is not commenting on the case. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office declined to comment when contacted by the Post. To be fair, we do have to wait for more information on this, right? But I am sensing a bit of a pattern. So last time it was a MAGA terrorist who was all in on MAGA. This guy, to be fair, there's no mention of MAGA, but there is mention of vaccines. And I can't get over the irony of what, you're really mad at your dad because he got the vaccine and you think it's going to kill him. So you end up killing him. That's what the argument would be, right? How dare you get the vaccine? It's a terrible idea. You know, he might think that Bill Gates is microchipping it or something like that, or, you know, it's a ticking time bomb and it's going to kill you eventually. How dare you put your life in danger by getting the vaccine? Now I'm going to kill you. That doesn't make much sense now, does it? That doesn't make much sense. But look, when it comes to massive political extremists, it doesn't have to make sense. It rarely does. And, God forbid you mix real political extremism, which manifests as terrorism, mix that with some sort of mental imbalance, whether it be depression, severe depression, anxiety, paranoid schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, whatever it may be. And the results are this. The results are what we're witnessing here. And, I don't know. Is it just me? Or it certainly feels like this didn't used to happen as much, right? Like, there were no pro-Bob Dole terrorists. Am I wrong? Like, even though there's always been, to one extent or another, some small percentage of the population that's anti-vaccine and anti-modern medicine. But I don't remember hearing stories of them, killing their family members. I don't recall that. It feels like this stuff is getting more prevalent. I mean, look, you mix a country with massive psychological problems and put in political extremism and put in, massive economic woes as well. It's like we have the perfect brew for insanity. And, I've been telling you guys, this is why I fear I don't see any scenario with the next election where it doesn't end in some way, shape, or form in violence. I can't picture it. I just can't imagine a scenario where it doesn't end in violence. So if Trump wins the Republican primary and wins the general election, we get Trump for 4 more years. Well, you guys remember the last time there was the Women's March right after Trump got elected. It was peaceful, to be fair, but it was like the biggest protest movement in U.S. history at that moment. Well, maybe next time there'll be some who won't be so nonviolent in a scenario like that. I could see that happening. I could see it work in the other direction, of course, where, if Trump loses the general election, he's just going to say he won. We're going to have another January 6th type scenario. Lord only knows how he's going to try to grasp power and stay in power. And his people, it only takes a small number to get violent for us to see massive, massive problems. And we already have, within the time span of a couple weeks, we have a MAGA terrorist beheading his own father, and we have an anti-vaccine lunatic killing his own father. What the hell's going to come next? What's going to come? I don't know, but what is going to come next? Jesus Christ, man. I don't know. Everything seems to be falling apart faster. And I think I said this in the last segment too, when we talked about the MAGA terrorists, but buckle up and prepare for more similar stories to this, because they're coming and there ain't nothing we can do about it. All right, guys, that's the show. I love y'all very much, as always. Everybody do me a big favor. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. That helps out massively in the algorithm. It costs you absolutely nothing at all. And that's all I got for you. You can listen to the full show on the audio version on Spotify or a number of the podcasting platforms if you're so inclined to listen to the show that way. And much love and thank you to everybody who supports this show on Patreon. If you'd like to help support, the link is below. I've never talked to an advertiser. You guys help fund this show from the ground up. Would not be able to do it without you. You can do that, or you could tip on YouTube with the thanks button. And you could also support Crystal Kyle and Friends. That link is below as well. And that's all I got for you guys, man. I'll talk to all you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.